Welcome to Wales. For anyone who's watched us for a while, you might have seen me here a while back on my own with Oscar. So I decided to treat Sarah on a bank holiday weekend. Does Madam approve?
Is that bad?
Old Jackie boy is chasing reflections. Absolutely obsessed with him, aren't you, lad? And the good lady wife is making a brew.
Priorities and all that.
So life's been a tad busy lately. New job, London, Edinburgh, been all over the place. We went to, what's the festival called?
Vanlife at the Hall.
Vanlife Fest at the Hall, Scampston Hall in Yorkshire it was. Went up there with a few mates. Didn't open the camera like, so we just enjoyed the weekend. And the other stuff we've done, you don't want to see it. So
I turned a year older.
We've had a few weeks off and Sarah turned 48, is it?
28.
28, mate.
If it had said 38, would you believe me?
No.
I'm asking you.
Although you look 38 on this screen.
Because it's so dark.
It's black. We are at a spot elevated above Llanberis. And we can see the big lake that goes through Llanberis. We can also see the sea, and we will be able to see the sunset over the sea. It's not going to be the best sunset, there's a few wispy clouds knocking around, but it's still nice to see nonetheless. This dog, he's like, he should be in a loony bin.
No.
If he was a human, they'd be carting him off.
No. Hay fever, that.
A lot of people have these fancy gadgets in the vans that tells you whether you're on a wonk or not. We have a cup of coffee and a cup of tea, which tells you how much of a wonk you're on. We're on a wonk. Escape the ordinary, it says. What does yours say?
Liverpool.
I'm hoping I'm going to be able to create a bit more consistent videoing, because we've got a few plans over the next few weeks. And to Vanlife Festival next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
In Shropshire. So pretty much when this video is showing, we'll probably be in Vanlife Festival, drunk. Recently booked our tickets to Vanlife Eat Big Picnic down south. August bank holiday weekend. Went last year, it was really, really good. So we've got a few people joining us this year as well. Food of Champions is going on. Got a great position for sunset here. And typically, we can see the rest of the horizon clear as a whistle. A load of cloud just coming on the horizon where the sun's going down. So set up the GoPro to try and get a time lapse of it. Hopefully there'll be a few clear bits and it'll work out nicely.
What are we doing?
We're leaving.
The car turned up. There's 3 lads and a girl in. They had firewood and everything with them, didn't they? Pillars in the back of the car, bags full of God knows what. And then the girl decided to just get undressed in the front seat and like tits out and everything. So we were like, yeah. She gave herself a wash, put her pyjamas on. So we were like, yeah, we're gonna go. Well, are you moving? Oh, that's a good GB. Good boy. Oh shit! That don't hit a lamp. Oh.
Found a beautiful second choice here. We didn't know where we were going to go. We literally followed our nose, but I had an idea that there was a little valley that we might be able to stay in. We dropped down, it looked pretty unpromising, and then all of a sudden found this beautiful big grassy area at the side of an extremely narrow country road. Got outside, thought this'll do, perfect, surrounded by mountains, nobody about. Get absolutely hammered by midges. It's 20 past 10 and we're gonna have to find somewhere else. This is how our night ended. Tell you more tomorrow. He wanted that ball.
The water's rising, the dam is breaking in.
Bank holiday Monday, we're back at home already. No. Today's bank holiday Monday. We got home yesterday. We started the weekend off really well, didn't we? We went to a place where I stayed on my own with Oscar 18 months ago maybe. The location was amazing. It's high up in the hills above Llanberis near the disused quarry, slate quarry, so I thought we'll go and stay there and we'll go and have a little mooch down the quarry because apparently it's really spectacular. We got there and there was the car park was full. We basically squeezed the space out of it. But there was a few day walkers parked up there and then there was a little Transit Connect van who was staying overnight, a young couple. So we had to be kind of quiet because there was no wind, it was dead peaceful. And there was other people around. So we were kind of getting ourselves settled in, watching the sunset, although it was a little bit hampered by the clouds on the horizon. But then more cars started turning up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, didn't they?
Yeah.
And there was this car who just sat round the corner in a gateway waiting for a space. The young couple in the van obviously thought, this isn't for us this, and they left. The next minute this car turned up, loaded to the rafters with pillows and people and all kinds. There was 4 people in this car. The next minute he started carting 4 bags of firewood and kindling to the back of his car, and you could see behind the cars people had fires in the past. It was only spelling trouble. There was another couple of young lads in a car, a couple of cars down as well, so it just felt like it wasn't going to be the peaceful night we wanted.
So then we were planning on going, weren't we? And what sort of cemented it for us then was, I looked at, well, they put the engine on, didn't they? So we were like, oh, maybe they're going. So we looked, and it was 3 lads and a girl in the car. And I looked, and the girl had took all her clothes off pretty much, and was looking like she was washing herself down in the passenger seat. And then she put on some big chunky towel thing and continued to sort of wash herself.
That was the final nail in the coffin. So we went. I had a couple of ideas as to where I'd like to go. There's another little spot where I've never been before, but I've seen it on a map, and I've seen the location from the main road, and I thought, right, we're going to have a go with that. And we arrived, and it looked idyllic. It was surrounded by some of the biggest mountains in Snowdonia. It was peaceful. It was a nice flat grassy area, and I got out and it was quite dark by then. It must have been 10 o'clock-ish, and I got out and started filming it and thinking, this is going to be ideal, this. And all of a sudden I felt stuff in my face, and then it turns out it was absolutely swarming with midges. So we quickly departed from there.
Driving along with the window down to try and blow all the midges out the van.
So then I had an emergency backup plan. I knew there was a couple of lay-bys down on the A5 throughout the Ogwen Valley. Failing that, there was going to be a few, when you go down the A5 towards Bettis, turn right at Capelcurig past Plaza Brennan. You've got the big lake there and the view towards Snowdon. And I thought there's got to be somewhere down there that we can literally just get our heads down, get up early in the morning and disappear. Nobody will know we were there. Drove through down the A5 through Ogwen Valley, and one of the thoughts that went through my mind at the time was, I think I've just fell out of love with van life, because it was, what was it like?
I mean, I don't know whether something had been agreed with the council or something, because it was just like every single car park was like a campsite. There must have been, in these tiny little car parks, 40 vans, motorhomes, cars with rooftop tents pitched, people with the pop-tops up, no one trying to be discreet in the slightest.
People with fire pits on the side of the A5.
Yeah.
You know, if people want to be crammed in like sardines, surrounded by beautiful mountains and no space to move anywhere, just for the sake of not paying for it, then knock yourself out. You know, we've slept in car parks, busy car parks, like, and up in that mountain pass in the Dolomites. There was a few vans there. There wasn't really much space for anybody else, but this was on a different level. They were a lot closer to each other. They were literally packed in. Some of them were spilling out onto the road as well, which was bad.
I mean, we use campsites a lot. We do. I'm a worrier. I'd rather not park up somewhere that I'm not meant to park in case someone does move us on. But every now and again, we do wild camp, as they say. That wild camping to us is being in the middle of nowhere where we're not bothering anyone. We pack up the next day. We don't spread out. We don't set up our whole kit. It's a case of roof down. We don't even put the blinds on, do we, sometimes? No. We just put a sheet across the front 2 seats.
It's obvious a van's going to be parked there.
Yeah.
But we try not to make it obvious that you're sleeping or camping there.
And then we get up and go.
You know, if you drove past a van parked in a lay-by, you wouldn't really think too much of it. These people had chairs, fires, the lot, and they were all not judging any of them. It was just a real shock. I reckon just within that Ogwen Valley area, there must have been nearly 100 vans. Gobsmackly drove straight through them, went down to Capelcurig, turned right, and thought, this road will be quiet. It wasn't. It was even worse. The lay-bys down there were a lot smaller, literally, ones that you just pull off the side of the road, and people were spilling out into the road. And I tried to get a little bit of GoPro footage of it, and the GoPro doesn't do nighttime stuff, and it's quite dark around there, but you should have seen. And that was just gone 10 o'clock. There were still people pulling up and taking spaces that weren't there and mounting grass verges, and nothing against anyone that was there. It's just when you are there, the way you do it. And it's only our opinion not to pull up next to a shitload of other vans. But we did find one lay-by with about 3 or 4 spaces in it. We used that to turn around and get out of there. Luckily, my mum lives in Conwy, my mum and dad. So we just text them saying, he's still awake. Yes, we are. Right, we'll be there about 11:30. So rocked up to my mum's and stayed there, had a few beers and went to bed and spent the day in Conwy. Went down to the beach, and we picked the wrong weekend. The worst weekend probably. It's bank holiday and it's kids holidays as well. Kids school holidays.
We never ever go away bank holiday, so why we thought it was a good idea, I don't know. So
I just thought I'd find this little peaceful spot in the top of the hills and just get away for the night. I was wrong.
Yeah, that peaceful spot at the top of the hills is obviously known to locals for going up there in the cars and doing stuff, so...
Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend that one.
But we still had a nice weekend in the end, didn't we?
We did, it was good.
Yeah.
Got a suntan. If you were one of those vans and you're watching this, let us know if it was a pre-arranged, pre-agreed thing, or did you just see a few vans pulled up and thought, oh, they're doing it, I'll do it as well. And if that was the case, did you get anyone approaching you? Did you get anyone moving you on? Because we have been to the Ogwen Valley before on a busy weekend in the summer. And in the daytime you can't move for cars. It's a very, very popular walking area. My question is, if a load of cars turn up the next morning and everywhere's full of vans, does it cause a bit of a kick-off?
Yeah, because I was just reading an article then where the police were taking a tow truck down there to tow vehicles that are illegally parked, but obviously if all the car parks are full, where do the cars park? So
yeah, no judgments, just curiosity and shock. I was hoping to do a nice inspirational video this week because we've had a few weeks off. Not very inspiring whatsoever, is it? Next week we're going away, so hopefully we've got some good weather, got some food and barbecues and van life stuff.
We're going to the Van Life Festival.
We are going to van life.
Because it's not far from us. It's a festival that's near us.
Less than an hour's drive, which is a very rare thing.
So food and beer. Yay. But now I'm going back to me cup of tea.